in our Ghostbusters episode, we had a conversation that was similar with regard to practical effects, and you talked about your first legit jump scare. And this movie is interesting in terms RoboCop is interesting in terms of for your experience for it, because there was one very, very intense experience with Ghostbusters for you that turned out to be a positive, I want more of that, I wanna learn more about that.
Mhm.
And then with RoboCop, you've got another intense experience that left a much more traumatic sort of impression upon you, still knowing the difference between the fact that this is movie magic, but it was the way in which it was done. Granted, Ghostbusters is an action comedy where this is just an action drama, if you want to put it that way, sci-fi action drama.
Sure.
How do you differentiate the way in which those experiences hit you, not because one's a comedy and one's not, but the way that they were shot, the visual language that impressed what it impressed on you?
I wow. That's crazy because watching the quote unquote X-rated version of the film almost makes the first scene where Ed 209 and the guy in the boardroom, that turns it into a comedic spectacle because they cut about 10 seconds out of that scene as well,
Mhm.
because Ed 209 turns on him and fires the machine gun, and he goes flying backwards and lands on the model of Delta City, which is what they're trying to replace old Detroit with. And as he's laying there on the model, the Ed 209 just keeps firing for like 10 seconds and turns this dude into ground beef. And it's firing so much, so it's so over the top that it almost becomes comedic.